High-quality riprap, sand, and screened topsoil for almost any need. The high-quality rock and stone, boulders, and clear stone enhance the function and beauty of your home or business. Offering convenient delivery or pickup throughout northern Wisconsin and the UP, High Point Sand and Gravel provides premium landscaping materials, specializing in producing beautiful decorative stone for all types of landscaping projects. Contact High Point Sand and Gravel to help make your next project a dream come true.
This week on Wheel.
I grew up in the 80s watching the show. I was determined to solve those puzzles so that I could dream about what I'd buy on the Shoppers Bazaar.
Unfortunately, we retired all the dining room tables.
Plus, this week, one of these players makes a bonus round solve.
You got it.
That turns into quite the payday. And Scott struck it big on Wheel. Now he's using his winnings.
I said to my wife, let's give it away.
To change the lives of others. Hear the entire story this week on Wheel.
Weeknights at 6:30 on NBC 12.
Straight ahead on Newswatch 12 at 5, young professionals in northern Wisconsin are following their passions after the pandemic. Find out what careers they are being drawn to in the area. Plus, a federal judge made a ruling regarding disabled voters. Learn how this will affect upcoming elections in Wisconsin. And we take you up north to learn about the history of our state's lakes. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 at 5 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Michael Lothholz. Roughly 2/3 of millennials would like to start their own businesses. That's according to a survey by Bentley University. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson joins us now and explains why many young professionals in the Northwoods are taking the leap to being their own boss.
Michael, for some, the pandemic was a chance to rethink career direction. One Northwoods man traded in a job for a chance to pursue his passion.
Right now, I'm reducing a Zinfandel wine.
Creating a fancy meal, a daily routine for Luke Olenichek.
A lot of times I'm doing fine steaks, seafood, pig roasts, smoked meats, as well as all the sides that go with them.
From first sizzle to last bite.
Enjoy.
Olenichek is on the clock.
So a normal day at work typically means arriving to someone's house 2 to 3 hours prior to their dinner.
Private chef Luke Olenichek didn't always have that title. He was a butcher for 8 years.
This last year, I decided it was time to switch careers and do something I was just truly passionate about, something where time just melts away.
It didn't take long for Olenichek's new career to fall into place.
It's been such a prevalent part of my life, so I've been cooking since I was really young.
Now he appears at weddings, anniversaries, and birthday parties.
This would be a great one.
Olenichek starting a new business may be part of a larger trend.
Aren't there some things to help with the small businesses?
That's according to Nina Baum, who runs the Northwoods Young Professionals, an organization that connects adults around her age.
I've seen some trends with young professionals up here in the Northwoods, one of which being them coming up here to explore different career opportunities.
During the pandemic, Baum saw people consider new opportunities, specifically in the Northwoods. She says people her age are craving independence, something business ownership offers.
Being able to have your own business gives maybe that sense of control and ability to shape things how you want to and shape your own future.
After the shift in careers, Olenichek can't imagine ever going back because his reality is that he doesn't feel like he's working.
That old saying, you never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you do, it's real, and I didn't think it was real, but it truly is. I don't work. It's wonderful.
Olenichek says he's found a good niche for himself. Private chefs are hard to come by in the Northwoods. Learn more about Chef Luke's story on his website, privatechefluke.com.
We are joined now by Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller. Jeff, how was the weather out there today?
Well, first, that food made look really hungry right outside today, though. Temperatures hanging out in the 70s and some 80s today. A very gorgeous day again. Tomorrow, even warmer, and we could get back into the mid-80s on Friday afternoon. Right now, though, we're at 76 in Rhinelander, 80 in Tomahawk, 83 for Wausau. So it's comfortable above average temperatures again today and tomorrow, and for Friday, followed by a pretty good cool down getting in here on Saturday. Looking outside now, though, lots of clear skies across the state. There's a couple of high clouds out there, not a big deal. Overall, mostly clear skies tonight. You know what that means. The wind's going to die down a bit this evening. That could give us a little bit of dense fog by early parts of tomorrow morning. And then our attention turns over here. So again, tomorrow, quiet, but Saturday, there could be a couple thunder showers around Saturday morning, and then again later on Friday night as well. So our forecast then for tonight, though, is no worries at all. We're talking about partly cloudy skies to mostly clear skies with low temperatures down near 52. Your full forecast coming up. Michael.
Wisconsin voters with disabilities can get help returning their ballots. That's the ruling a federal judge made Wednesday, citing a federal law that trumps a recent state Supreme Court ruling and state laws that suggest otherwise. U.S. District Judge James D. Peterson issued his order ahead of the November election, saying that voters who have difficulty returning their own ballot can choose someone to do so for them. The order comes after the state Supreme Court issued a ruling that outlawed absentee ballot drop boxes in July. The Wisconsin Elections Commission plans to meet next Tuesday, September 6th, to consider how to comply with this court's order. Today, the Wisconsin Elections Commission asked the legislature to create a new division designed to increase confidence in election results. The request comes after ongoing conspiracy theories and false claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election. The state's bipartisan election agency is seeking $1.3 million to hire 10 people and create an elections inspector general office. It would have to be approved by the legislature, which includes many Republicans who wanted to solve the commission entirely. A proposed ban on conversion therapy is moving forward in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Conversion therapy is the practice of trying to change a person's sexual orientation through spiritual or psychological methods to align with heterosexual tendencies. After a meeting for public comment Tuesday, the city's Judiciary and Administrative Committee is recommending the city's conversion therapy ban ordinance.
The city of La Crosse making sure that the therapists here in La Crosse don't attempt to try and change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity, which leads to increased rates of suicide in a city with so many youth, is really powerful.
The Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty has threatened to sue the city, claiming the proposed ban would violate First Amendment rights. Even so, the committee ultimately recommended for adoption. It now goes before the Common Council next week. The Manitowish Waters Historical Society and the North Lakeland Discovery Center participate in a summer-long partnership on the Manitowish chain. On one of their boat tours, they share history with hundreds of visitors on their clear mud and stone lake tour. Newswatch 12's Matt Weaver has more.
I think it's important to learn the history of the area, to understand where we've come from, and to also help us understand where we're headed.
The Manitowish Waters Historical Society teams up with the North Lakeland Discovery Center in an effort to educate the public on the rich history of northern Wisconsin.
It was so rich in history and eye-opening as to all the information that can be had from the Native Americans to the Europeans that came in and joined with them.
They take visitors out on a cruise to track Dan Devine, an Irish settler who first entered the area in the 1800s.
And they wanted to raise their family in the wilderness, and they did so by coming to Manitowish Waters in the early days.
Devine was a surveyor turned timber cruiser. The Historical Society emphasizes his importance to exploring the modern Lakeland area.
On the pontour boat, we talk about how the natural resources were used. We talk about the early pioneers, we talk about the lumber baron days, and we talk about when the resort era became a fabulous time to come north, and then when the families decided to buy land and establish their summer homes.
For the tour guides, it's all about making history known.
Learning history helps us understand the world better and enjoy today better. Because if you don't learn from history, your life just isn't as rich as it could be.
In Manitowish Waters, Matt Weaver, Newswatch 12.
UW Stevens Point is gearing up for football season, and that comes with some roster changes. Coming up on Newswatch 12, find out about their new head coach and his plan for the season. That's after weather right here on Newswatch 12.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day preview sale is going on now. Don't miss 30% off furniture, plus an additional 15% off, or no interest for 60 months. It's the Labor Day preview sale, and it's this week only at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
My wife and I worked hard for decades. We thought our retirement was secure.
But inflation is changing everything. Gas, groceries. It's hard for retirees on fixed incomes. But I'm even more worried about the debt we're leaving our grandchildren.
Senator Ron Johnson understands we must get spending under control.
And he's working to stop the waste in Washington.
Tell Senator Johnson to keep fighting for Wisconsin seniors and the next generation.
RVA has helped me learn by giving me more hands-on activities.
I can watch his writing develop. He has confidence to ask questions of his teachers if he doesn't understand. He's composing his own schedule, which is a lot like what a young adult is going to need to learn how to do, and he's learning that at 11.
My favorite part about being in the RVA is all the amazing clubs. I get on some clubs, and then I realize that there are so many people like me.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day preview sale is going on now. Save up to 40% off clearance and special buy appliances. Plus pay no interest for 36 months. And guaranteed 5-day delivery on in-stock items. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
We are winding down August with temperatures in the 70s and 80s out there. They're going to continue through tomorrow and Friday, meaning the football games Friday are going to be warm with temperatures hanging out in the 80s throughout the afternoon. Today, though, lots of sunshine once again with beautiful temperatures, upper 70s, low 80s. The average high being about 74. Most of us, and not all of us, did that today. We'll do it again tomorrow and also for Friday before some big changes get in here on Friday afternoon. Right now, it's 76 in Rhinelander, partly cloudy skies at the airport there. 83, though, for Wausau with that southwest breeze around 9. And a dew point there at 58, so it's getting increasingly more humid. Maybe you feel that outside this afternoon. Okay, so around the horn, temperatures hanging out from mid-70s here to even some mid-80s across central Wisconsin and western Wisconsin today. That's a sign of things to come. Even warmer temperatures are in store for tomorrow and also for Friday. The average high being 74. The record low, 33 back in 2009. Maybe remember that one. And then the sunset later on at 7:37, one of my favorite airplanes. And precipitation-wise, so for the year, we're at 22.13, so we're above average, but that's rain and melted down snow. We could use a little bit of rain around here, and there is a little bit of rain in the forecast for us on Friday. All right, going forward, so 83 tomorrow, 84 for Friday, but then look what happens here. A cold front comes through on Friday afternoon. That's going to lift the air enough to give us a couple thunder showers then. And then a weekend right now that looks dry but cooler with temperatures hanging out in the 70s. That's not cold, that's just cooler. You can still be in the lake with temperatures in the 70s. Speaking of lake, here's Lake Superior's water temperatures. These are surface temperatures hanging out in the mid-50s mid-lake, but a couple of the, harbors here have temperatures hanging out, temperatures right now hanging out near 70. Looking outside right now in Minocqua, look at this scene. Isn't it pretty amazing? We get to live here. Minocqua's shining tonight with a beautiful sunset later on and temperatures hanging out near 80 right now. All right, the wind did steer up the allergies a little bit, so tree pollen low, but grass pollen is off the charts again. In the high category, weed and moderate, mold almost high as well. So overall, kind of lots of allergens in the air currently, mixed up by the wind lately. There are a couple clouds out there too, not a big deal at all. The bigger deal is still way over here to the west of us. That's just the beginning of what's going to move our direction. So that's going to go to our south, but that's going to catch us. That's a cold front. It's going to come through most likely on Friday afternoon, about probably this time. That could give us a couple of thunder showers on Friday into Friday night. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies. There could be some dense fog after midnight. Look for low temperatures down near 52 and a calm wind out there tonight. For tomorrow, all right, lots of sunshine and warmer and more humid tomorrow. You're going to feel that. Look for high temperatures near 83 with a southwest breeze around 10. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow a very nice warm day. Friday, warm, but a couple of thunder showers throughout the afternoon. Not an all-day rain. Here's the weekend, cooler with some sunshine and temperatures back in the low 70s. Michael?
Thanks, Jeff. What you are about to see might shock you. This Ku Klux Klan plaque sits at the entrance of a science center at West Point Military Academy. The Congressional Naming Commission included this picture in its most recent report to the Department of Defense. The commission's job is to advise the DoD on renaming Confederate markers on military installations. This particular plaque falls outside the group's purview because the KKK is considered a hate group and doesn't fit under the category of Confederate marker. But the commission still highlighted it and is urging the Secretary of Defense to create a standard disposition requirement for assets involving such groups. A new report shows a decline in life expectancy in the United States. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, life expectancy at birth dropped by nearly a year in 2020 and 2021, going from 77 years to a little over 76 years. The last time it was that low was in 1996. The CDC said that the COVID-19 pandemic drove about half the decline in 2021, but a rise in accidental deaths, drug overdoses, along with heart disease, chronic liver disease, and cirrhosis also contributed. The report said the life expectancy gap between men and women also grew by a couple of months in 2021. After 4 consecutive losing seasons, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point football program decided that a change in leadership was in order. On April 25th of 2022, UW-Oshkosh offensive coordinator Luke Vinay was announced as Point's new head coach, and since then has been remodeling the program.
It's been a real enjoyable process. You know, we've had 2 weeks and a couple days really of camp, and these guys have done a great job of getting better every day.
After a disappointing 2-8 season in 2021, UW-Stevens Point was in need of an immediate culture change. Vinay said the team has already made great progress from last season.
From where we were on day one, even we had a scrimmage against Loras College down in Iowa to where we are now. I think we're a lot better football team, and excited to get out there in front of people and show off. And these guys have a chance to show off what the work they put into this thing.
The Pointers will kick off this year's season this upcoming Saturday, September 3rd, at home against Mayville State University at 6 p.m. Transforming transplants. That's the plan of a Minnesota company that wants to end wait lists for organ transplants. They believe they can do it by taking animal organs and using new technology to turn them into human ones. Reporter Chris Haparsky explains.
Nestled in an industrial building in Eden Prairie is the heart of Miro Matrix, a 92-employee company attempting to change the course of human medical history.
A bioengineered organ has never been transplanted into a human being.
And that's what you're trying to do.
This will be a first.
CEO Jeff Ross shows us what the company's been working on for the last 12 years, what has generated $130 million in funding.
What we're able to do is take a whole organ that nature already created from an animal like a pig and simply remove all the cellular material from it.
They take the kidneys and livers from pigs and transform them into what they hope to be fully transplantable, on-demand human organs.
Here's essentially how it works. They take an organ from a pig and they extract all the pig cells from the organ, just leaving this protein collagen structure. And then they take discarded or unused human cells from human organs and they put them back in this structure. And here you've gone from a pig organ to a usable, potentially, human organ.
We grow these organs over a course of 14 to 28 days to the point that they would have that level of functionality then to move forward.
The company starts with pig organs because, well, pigs don't smoke or drink. Their kidneys and livers give the company a pristine starting point. The human cells they use to engineer the new organ comes from donors whose organs were never placed for transplant or had certain defects. It is essentially human cell recycling.
What do you hope for?
To complete our mission, to be able to have a future where a patient no longer is waiting by the phone to see, hey, am I going to get called for my organ?
Miro Matrix has shown success in large animal study and will submit their application to the FDA for human trials by the end of the year.
The Wisconsin-based company Quicktrip has long been taking care of travelers. Coming up on Newswatch 12, find out how they plan to offer a new service to their employees.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker.
Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Here's Mandela Barnes avoiding questions about his unpaid taxes.
He stormed out of an interview after being asked about his unpaid property taxes.
Barnes also paid no income tax, yet Barnes supports Biden's tax increase on working families and an army of new IRS agents to audit middle-class families. Mandela Barnes, higher taxes for you, unpaid taxes for him. Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They want to talk about property taxes.
Whether you're just beginning your educational journey or seeking a new opportunity, we're here for you. At North Central Technical College, we have unique partnerships with four-year colleges that allow you to transfer seamlessly to and from our campus, saving you time and money. With hundreds of transfer options available, the path to a bachelor's degree and a great paying career are just a step away. North Central Technical College. Start here, go anywhere.
Waiting for a great deal on furniture? Well, this is it. Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. And shop the deals that are up to 50% off. Mattresses too, with some up to 50% off. Don't forget, mattress shopping is uncomplicated and fast. Only at Slumberland. Come see how. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
My wife and I worked hard for decades. We thought our retirement was secure.
But inflation is changing everything. Gas, groceries. It's hard for retirees on fixed incomes. But I'm even more worried about the debt we're leaving our grandchildren.
Senator Ron Johnson understands we must get spending under control.
And he's working to stop the waste in Washington.
Tell Senator Johnson to keep fighting for Wisconsin seniors and the next generation.
People from around the world pasted each other with tomatoes at Spain's famous Tomatina Street tomato fight, which took place this last Wednesday, following a 2-year gap from COVID. People on trucks unloaded 130 tons of overripe tomatoes along the main street for participants to throw. Up to 20,000 people were to take part in the festival, paying $12 a ticket. The town's streets are hosed down, and the revelers showered off within minutes of the hour-long noon battle. The event was inspired by a food fight between local children in 1945 in the town, located in a tomato-producing region. For nearly 50 years, the Crosse has been the base of operations for Quicktrip. While the company is continuing to expand throughout the Midwest, it's making a significant investment in the Coulee region. Alex Loroff has details on Quicktrip's new Kids Learning Center.
Quicktrip employees in the Coulee region have a new option for childcare. The Quicktrip Kids Learning Center is providing full-time childcare for workers at the company's La Crosse headquarters, production facilities, and regional stores.
You know, one of the things we've heard many years from all of our coworkers is the stress and hassle of trying to find childcare. So we are always at Quicktrip trying to find innovative ways to take care of our employees, and we thought this would be a great initiative.
Public Relations Director John McHugh adds the Kids Learning Center will be part of the benefits package for Quicktrip employees in the La Crosse area. The center is being managed by Bright Horizons, a company that specializes in employer-sponsored childcare. Vice President of Operations Jamie Barron says a growing number of businesses around the country are taking the same route as Quicktrip.
It's a retention tool, it's a recruitment tool because it's so hard to compete with other companies. So they know this benefit is so well received and can really impact for years. It's not just a one-time benefit, especially for families who have multiple children. We are seeing a great demand for on-site childcare as a benefit for employers.
Up to 168 children can be cared for at the center, but Bright Horizons plans to start with approximately 60 before expanding further.
We really want to get to know children, their dispositions, their temperaments, understand parents' expectations, and really grow from there.
The success of that future growth could lead to additional centers outside of La Crosse.
We could certainly see that if this goes real well, we might expand that to other areas.
Bright Horizons is hoping to officially open the center's doors on September 6th. In La Crosse, Alex Loroff, WEAU 13 News.
Stony Creek Home and Garden in Minocqua carries a great selection of stylish and extremely durable outdoor furniture. View the finest brands such as Lloyd Flanders, Hollywood, Ebel, Jensen, Seaside Casual, and Jensen Outdoor, and at competitive prices. Create the outdoor room of your dreams. Liven up your home with flowers, trees, shrubs, ceramic planters, and many more greenhouse wonders. View Stony Creek Home and Garden's unique items just south of Minocqua on Highway 51.
Hi, Bob Pucci for Take Kid Hunting Foundation. We're having the Eagle River Gun Show this weekend at the Ice Arena on Highway 70. Admission is $7, 14 under are free. Show hours are Friday from 3 p.m. to 8, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 3.
Like most people, I bust my butt day in and day out. I earn every dime of my paycheck. It's the Wisconsin way.
But Governor Tony Evers supports paying welfare benefits to people who won't work, even after they turn down job offers.
That's a disgrace.
That's a disgrace.
It's a slap in the face to hardworking people like us.
Tony Evers should know better.
Tony Evers should know better, but he doesn't.
Tony Evers, our failed liberal governor.
Labor Day weekend at Crandon International Raceway is here. 3 huge days and nights of racing and entertainment. It's the biggest and most prestigious off-road race in the world. September 1st through 4th, the 53rd Polaris Crandon World Championships. Get all the information for this incredible weekend of racing and camping at CrandonOffroad.com. See you at the Big House.
Roof warranties are all about trust. Your trust in GAF, a time-tested company, and our trust in our Master Elite contractors. They're trained, licensed, insured, and only they can offer our best warranties.
Call Oneida Roofing today.
Menards is the one-stop shop for everything you need. Get a truckload of savings on items you need every day for everyone in your household. We have it all, from big to small and everything in between. Power your electronic devices with Energizer batteries. Energizer is a brand you can rely on with batteries that keep going and going. Pick up a 24-pack of Energizer AA or AAA batteries for just $17.78 right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
All right, Michael, it's the last day of August. How did that happen? Temperatures are hanging out in the 70s to a few low to even mid-80s out there. Tomorrow, most of us will be in the 80s as warmer air is on the way. A couple of clouds out there now. Overall, a very quiet night. The wind has died down as well. It'll go calm for a couple hours after midnight. That could give us a little bit of dense fog if you're driving at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Then we got to look at Friday, though. A couple of thunder showers Friday as a cold front comes through. That's going to really cool us off into the 70s for highs over the weekend.
Well, fantastic. A good night take you to the dog park?
Yes, for sure. I'll be there at 7:01.
Fantastic. Thanks for watching News Watch 12 at 5. Stay tuned for nightly news with Lester Holt.